This is Critical Failure for Tiger Claw TV, and you're watching my tabletop game manuals collection. I know this isn't video game related, so regular viewers, no hard feelings if you don't feel like watching. Not a problem. This is just something I've wanted to do for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Let's get things started quick, because this is my second attempt at last one over time. I'm going to start with stuff that's not D&D related, because I have a lot of D&D stuff. Here we got the West End Games version of the Star Wars role-playing game, very, very old school. Alternaty, which is basically old school Dungeons and Dragons, but imagine D&D set in the movie Aliens. That's what Alternaty's like. A game that's probably closest to my heart in my tabletop games, Car Wars. Car Wars was a little game from Steve Jackson Games in which you drove a car and you tried to shoot your buddies who were also driving cars like this. See here? It was a lot like D&D, except set in a post-apocalyptic modern type setting. The two boxes I have here, this one, the standard set, has the maps you need to play and rules and stuff, and this one has the section of city you're seeing. Now, unfortunately, Steve Jackson Games also produces GURPS, General World Universal Role-Playing System. That was more popular, so Steve Jackson Games faded out Car Wars. Car Wars is now out of print and completely extinct in favor of GURPS. So this is it. What you're seeing here is all I have left of this game, and I dearly wish I had more. Now my D&D edition of choice is 3rd edition, and then I started with the adventure game. I like this one versus the one that came out in 3.5, because this one had paper counters. As you can see, the box is small. That made the retail price of this $10 brand new game. Oriental Adventures, one of the best supplemental guides for D&D, and then to go along with that I also got Rokugan. This is a campaign setting. Book of Vile Darkness, I got it because it has really good information on designing arch nemesis type characters. Not a bad book, but there are better books out there for D&D. And let's talk about one of those books right here. Ghostwalk Campaign. Now this is a little bit lighter than the Book of Vile Darkness. This is a campaign setting, but I use it for the optional. Like, I just kind of work in some of the rules rather than use the campaign setting. Book of Challenges. This is basically a small encyclopedia of pre-made rooms, puzzles, traps that you can put when you're you can put in a dungeon you're creating when you're stocking a dungeon. It's great for lesser experienced dungeon masters like myself to get a good dungeon going. Hero Builder's Guidebook. When 3.5 came out, I bought this Dungeon Master's Guide, and I couldn't tell the difference. That's why I didn't upgrade. I have only the basic campaign setting manual for Forgotten Realms. I got it for all the extra character classes, and I've never used it. Not to say anything bad about Forgotten Realms. I just never got around to using it. I haven't played the game enough for the basic stuff to not be fun anymore. Better than the last video. And now we're getting into open gaming license stuff. This is the only open gaming license manual I have. That's the Deep. You can run, with this one manual, you can run an entire campaign completely underwater. Underwater playable classes, underwater monsters, everything like that. If you're really into mermaids or something like that. I bought it because I wanted to, well, I bought it because I found it cheap, and because I wanted to make a particular castle that existed completely underwater in my homebrew campaign. And it was great. It was great for that. Alright, now we're going to get into the old D&D stuff. Very good friend bought this for me. This is the Rulebook from an original Dungeons & Dragons, a later printing of the original Dungeons & Dragons box set. It was a big box that was all-inclusive. It had a map, it had counters, it had a rulebook, and a Dungeon Master's rulebook, I believe. And this is the regular rulebook from it. You can kind of use it in conjunction with later DM guides and kind of fill in the blanks yourself. This will take you from level 1 to level 5, which is enough for me, because I have a hard time keeping a campaign together after level 3 or 4. More old stuff. AD&D 1st Edition Player's Handbook, 1st Edition Dungeon Master's Guide. This was not what I bought. I bought the original cover artwork. And I got these off of Amazon, used. So if you buy books off of Amazon used, you want the original, D&D cover artwork, I caution you because I got these from 2 different sellers, and they both sent me these instead of what I thought I was getting. Let's get into 2nd edition now. I have a complete 2nd edition set, Dungeon Master's Guide, Player's Handbook, and the Monstrous Manual. For the longest time, I just had these 2, and then they kind of sat beneath my 3rd edition stuff, and then I finally found a Monstrous Manual. I don't know if you can see, but that's covered in tape. I had such a hard time finding one, I went ahead and bought it anyway. Personally, I think I got ripped off because I paid like 16 bucks for it. Now, I know I can get it a lot cheaper than that on eBay. Okay, we got 2nd edition DM screen. Good friend bought this for me. I wish I had one from 3rd edition. I don't. Complete Barbarian's Handbook. Complete Thief's Handbook. Complete Wizard's Handbook. Complete Book of Dwarves. The Dwarves Handbook is really good. The Barbarian's Handbook is really good. I think these books are only really necessary if whatever subject it covers, like wizards or thieves, if that subject is going to play a major role in your campaign, then these books are awesome. History of barbarians, you know, logical ways you can... a lot of really good ideas, but that kind of stuff, it doesn't matter what version you're playing. I mean, you can be playing 4th edition, and this will still help you for that. But yeah, they were great. And that's my whole collection. I thought I had more, but I guess I did this one a lot faster than the last one, so that's my collection of tabletop games. I got a lot more video game related videos coming up. Watch for new episodes of PC version, which I just premiered. Probably just before putting this video out, the first episode of PC version will be out. If you have any interest in D&D, if this video was even remotely interesting to you, please leave a comment so I know I'm not here talking to myself. If this video does horrible, like I said, no hard feelings, I'll just go right back to video game related stuff. I'm Critical Failure, thank you so much for watching. This is Critical Failure for TV, signing off.